Next article. We're gonna be moving on to some AI news. Ooh man, let me close some of these out. So yeah, before we get into this, basically, if anyone hasn't heard or seen, OpenAI recently. Matter of fact, we'll let me see. Let's watch the trailer. Okay, that was 20 minutes long. Let me cut the music. Yeah, OpenAI recently released Sora 2 and the Sora 2 app, which is essentially a video generation AI for anyone who doesn't know. So I'll show really quick that. Introducing. So this is all AI, by the way, guys. This is all AI generated. Ew. Yeah, I had a similar reaction. I can't lie though, it is getting quite good. This was crazy to me. This was just crazy to me. This looks like an actual anime. Yeah, that was, man.
3, 2, 1, go.
Even this looked pretty realistic. Looks like you're naming. I know exactly, bro. They probably trained it on that. This was, you know, obviously looks fake, but like the fact that it can look this quality is crazy. It did feel lifeless. It definitely, the anime segment definitely did feel lifeless, but like the actual like quality itself, like I remember, don't you remember when like, you know, AI couldn't even generate hands? Like now they're able to, like, the text is still not the best. It still has a lot of errors, but even the text has gone a lot better. Hands are pretty like flawless now. Even I think now if you listen, like the voicing, like all the audio, you'll hear a lot of artifacting. So that's kind of the dead giveaway now is the audio, but that it won't be very long before they, you know, crack down on that too. But like this, if you just showed me this screen right here, I would just be like, yeah, this is an actual anime. Oh, we got a freaking bot. 1 second. Let me ban you. God damn it, I didn't mean to open that. But yeah, if I just seen this, my fave, if I just seen this screen, I would have thought it was an actual anime, which is crazy. That looks like my dog. Oh man. They have no souls behind those eyes. Yeah, I know. I can't tell if that's a tear or the eye being fucked up. Yeah, I think that's definitely supposed to be a tear, but definitely doesn't look like the most realistic. But anyways, point I'm trying to make is that it's just like it's getting very close. It might not be entirely there yet, but like how long before it is, you know? We're already at the point where we definitely need to have some ethics conversations about AI video generation. This one definitely looked a lot more fake. In the beginning it looked cool, but you'll see as the guy like starts to get further, yeah, this like his legs just like get really long. But even the way that he kind of fell, like that looked pretty darn realistic. The physics are pretty look at the physics on the back of it. Look pretty realistic, man. I don't know. It's getting hard, man. It's getting hard. So yeah, that's the context. Basically, after releasing Sora AI only a few days after, mind you, the title says OpenAI hastily retreats from gung-ho copyright policy after embarrassing Sora video output like AI Sam Altman surrounded by Pokemon saying, "I hope Nintendo doesn't sue us." Shit, sorry. I need some water. OpenAI updates its policy for copyrighted content in Sora after a wave of viral videos containing Japanese IP. Basically, I'm gonna read the article, but basically, they said, we don't want no smoke. That's what they said. They said, Nintendo, if you're seeing this, we don't want no smoke. We know what you're capable of. We don't want any parts of that. There was some videos of like Pikachu and like some, you know, Japanese IP getting used. And funnily enough, a lot of I should just read the article. A lot of like Western IP wasn't getting used because they specifically, you know, blocked it from being used, but a lot of Japanese IP weren't, funnily enough. And they immediately were like, you know what, yeah, let's back up a bit. He's doing the 6-7. I'm sure he is. All right, so the article reads, Less than a week after OpenAI launched the Sora 2 AI video generation model on September 30th, it's already backtracking to change its policy around copyrighted content, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. In a blog post published on October 3rd, Sam Altman responded to a wave of copyright concerns surrounding Sora 2 and announced that OpenAI is updating its policy for copyrighted content to make it opt-in, meaning Sora will refuse prompts containing copyrighted material unless the copyright holder specifically gives OpenAI permission to use it. So yeah, basically, I think a lot of Japanese content wasn't included in that. I'm fucking brain fart. A lot of the Japanese content basically was being used in the AI, and they noticed that, and they realized that was going to be a big problem. He literally said, in particular, we'd like to acknowledge the remarkable creative output of Japan. We are struck by how deep the connection between users and Japanese content is. Translation, we don't want no smoke. They're complimenting them. We're like, please guys, we don't want a lawsuit right now. Even the video, I'll show the video too that they're referencing. In the video, it literally says, I hope Nintendo doesn't sue us.
I hope Nintendo doesn't sue us.
Yeah. This one looks really weird. This one looks really artifacty. This one doesn't look as realistic as a lot of the other stuff. But I was watching like Pokelawls and like SFan. They like immediately did the face scan and like added themselves into the Sora app, and a lot of the stuff that was being generated of them, like, it's crazy. It's hold on, do I gotta show that? Let me see. Let's do Pokelawls. I'll just play a little clip of his video because the model looked, I'll just show a little clip. The model looked very, like, a lot of them looked, this is an AI version of him. It looks like very close to him, to anyone who doesn't know Pokelawls, but
dude, what the hell is fart
yeah, there's some interesting generations. Bro, his whole community just kept generating him farting. That was the whole joke. Yeah, and you'll see some other ones. Like, you'll see, like, yeah, the whole feed, like, you can basically upload yourself into the app, and yeah, okay, this is what I was trying to show. Oh my god. You can upload yourself into the app and like have a whole feed of like other people generating you. So basically the way that it works is like you have your username like you typically would with a social media app, and people can @ you and generate a video of you, and obviously you have to give permission for that, but there's a lot of ethics, a lot of ethical red flags here. But basically, yeah, like, it's kind of crazy how realistically it captured him, and I don't know, man, it's just all very crazy, man. Hell no. Like, bro, hold on, let me play another one.
Just give me
the video of the guys.
I'm pulling into my doctor's office.
Like, I can't lie, it's funny, like, a lot of these are funny, but it's just like ethically, like, it's just it's so bad, bro.
You know the video of the guy smoking and gets in the court? Oh my. You know where that guy's from? This is
Also, are you driving?
Oh my god.
Like, bro, like, you see how he looks here and you see how he looks in the videos, like, it looks just like him, bro. It's crazy.
Fresh, sealed, mine. One breath and you're out
Fucking
for the
fart
night.
jar.
Telling me that's a jar of your fart.
Potent enough to drop a grown man. You want the trade or not?
fresh, sealed, mine.
Yeah,
What am I looking at?
let me see
Here you go.
one
This one.
more where it has him in.
Soft.
Oh my god, yeah, there was an anime, it made an anime version of him, bro.
Make everything feel
Why do it look so...
Like,
You
that's
mean 40 and old.
that's
Like
crazy.
that.
Like,
smaller. Yeah, kind of makes the mess of today feel like
talking to
background noise.
Gojo
Get hung
san.
up on stuff that doesn't matter. Light one.
Ah, to the
That's my
Gojo.
plan.
Just keep breathing. Keep
Good
vibing.
plan. Ever noticed
But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, basically, I think, I don't know how it works. I know with celebrities, I think a lot of celebrities also have like a opt-in sort of thing, because a lot of those celebrities have legal teams and stuff. So a lot of celebrities too also were like blocked from being used in certain content. So they're obviously aware of the, the ethical concerns, but they're more concerned with, generating profit. Cause I was watching another video, Atriarch, if any of you guys know Atriarch, he was talking about all this. And he was basically talking about how they seem pretty desperate to generate as much profit as possible because obviously, there's the big AI race going on right now and they're building so many data centers, promising so many billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. So they need to find a way to get a return on all their investments. So this seems like they're trying to, make this app so that they can get advertisers and stuff and make money that way. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't see a world where I scroll the Sora app. I don't see that. I don't see, I think as a gimmick, people will use it, but I don't really see a world where it's like an actual competitor to TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. It's just not like, I don't think anybody's really looking for that aside from like the content creators trying to farm it. And also another point he brought up is like, people are just gonna, rip the video and then post it on TikTok and post it on YouTube Shorts. So like even no one's gonna stick to the app. They're just gonna use the app and then repost the videos elsewhere. So it's not, not the best plan, and clearly not very thought out because they're already having to backtrack on certain things a few days after release. So yeah, let me see if there anything else was said here. So this video is just one of many examples, but you'll have a much harder time finding Sora generated videos containing Marvel or Disney characters, as reported by Automaton. Sora appears to be refusing prompts containing references to American IP, but Japanese IP didn't seem to be getting the same treatment over the past week. Japanese lawyer and House of Representatives member Akihisa Shiozaki called for action to protect creatives in a post on X. I've tried out Sora 2 myself, but I felt that it poses a serious legal and political problem. Yes, it certainly does. We need to take immediate action if we want to protect leading Japanese creators and the domestic content industry and help them further develop. So there's definitely a concern, copyright concern. And listen, man, let me see. I think with like companies like Nintendo, they're definitely gonna be a little scared. They don't want that smoke. I think the last thing I wrote down that I want to say, like celebrities can opt out, but with content creators, like that's I wonder how it works for them, because obviously like, you have to input your likeness to like generate the videos, but like, obviously there's videos of like Pokimane, for example, first one that comes to mind, obviously always kind of people like to freaking use her a lot in controversy. But anyway, yeah, so like someone like Pokimane or someone like, big content creators, people like, I don't know, Tim the Tatman Ninja, like, can you just can you just like type in a prompt and generate people like them? Because that obviously creates a lot of concern, especially for female content creators. It's just like, how do you know people aren't gonna freaking generate some freaking gooner stuff? So unfortunately, not unfortunately, I hope that there's protection for people like them too, and not just celebrities with legal teams and stuff like that. But that's obviously going to be another big ethics concern on top of, the obvious ones of like, misinformation and things like that. So I don't know, man. It's I think the thing with a lot of AI is like they're aware of the, controversy, they're aware of the risk, but they do things anyway because they need to make profit and they need to advance. So like, it's not a matter of like, should we do it? It's we're gonna do this because we need to, or we need to. So I didn't read your other comment. How lovely now people can use them for scams and yeah, exactly. It's like, I know they definitely have a lot of restrictions as to what can be generated, but like there's always going to be some loopholes and some, people, even stuff that's within like, the guidelines. There's still like weird stuff that can be generated. I don't know if you guys saw the I don't know if you've seen, I'm not going to pull it up, but you might have seen the AI generated Charlie Kirk memes of him being like the Kirkinator. So, you know, yeah, there's already like a lot of questionable stuff being generated. So, yeah. Like the art filters that poison AI videos now need something like that. Yeah, like the stuff like the Judy Star, I can't speak, like Studio Ghibli filters and stuff like that. Yeah, especially stuff like that. It's just like there's too many loopholes, there's too many cracks, you know. They can't crack down on everything. They're not focused on it, and they're just focused on profit and shit. With creative prompts you can make kink stuff. Yeah, exactly. If you can find a workaround, you can get around it, and that's the concern. And yeah, similarly, Nintendo had a response recently. They said Nintendo has not had any contact with the Japanese government about generative AI. The Switch maker shoots down rumors but insists it'll keep fighting infringement of our intellectual property. So I'm sure you guys are already aware, but Nintendo is very, you better not mess with Nintendo, because they will send shooters to your house. They will they will send them to your house immediately. If you do so much as, God, I know you guys might have seen they try to copyright the Pokemon formula, like the whole catching monsters. They try to they patented the catching monsters mechanic in game, which is so crazy because that's just not unique enough to Pokemon to warrant you being able to, you know, monopolize it. And it's just Nintendo's very questionable is what I'm trying to say. But basically, you know, they're not gonna put up with any AI. That's for sure. So let me read the article. I think this one's a short one. Despite rumors to the contrary, Nintendo has denied lobbying the Japanese government to regulate generative AI. But surprise, surprise, the company that filed a lawsuit against Palworld over its Pokemon similarities says it'll keep taking action against IP infringement. The rumors first ran wild after Japanese politician Satoshi Asano claimed that the console maker was lobbying the government to protect its IP against AI, a claim he since retracted and apologized for on social media. Satoshi has since deleted his original post due to misinformation. But let me see. Yeah, basically he was speculating that they were lobbying the government, but even though that wasn't true, Nintendo has made it very clear that they're going to crack down on any IP infringement. So I think, I don't know when this article came out, 11 hours ago. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if this coincides with them seeing the Sora app being released. I'm assuming that's the case. And them seeing Pikachu being generated. I saw there was a video of Pikachu, I can't speak, Pikachu on Normandy. Pikachu in World War II. Yeah, they definitely are not playing that. So I think this is sort of a response to that. And it's very clear that Nintendo will not put up with that. So I think that's also part of the reason, not part of the reason, that's the whole reason why Sam Altman and OpenAI just completely was like, Nintendo, we don't want no smoke. They were like, you know, I think they're now going to include not just Nintendo, but Japanese IP in the opt-in policy. And because especially anime was really popular in the generation on the Sora app. Like half the people using it were just using it to fucking generate some anime versions of themselves or something like that. So yeah, I think if they didn't crack down on that, they would definitely have a lawsuit there. Since the death of Iwata, Nintendo is utter business people. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I could do a whole video on, and I probably will at some point, all the anti-consumer practices that Nintendo's been doing lately. The Switch 2 did not need a price increase when it was already $500. Games don't need to be $80. Game key cards shouldn't be a thing. What else? It's just, you can just go down the list, and it's just personally, I have no interest in a Switch 2 right now. The only game I'm really excited for is Kirby Air Riders, because I loved Kirby Air Ride growing up, and it seemed like they were cooking with the Kirby Air Riders. It seems like it's gonna be a good game. Definitely more excited for that than fucking Mario Kart Worlds, which seems okay, but I don't know. I don't know if the player base has fallen off on that, but I think that game was having some issues too. But yeah, it's just do I need a Switch right now? No. It's just not a lot of games on there. and I think it'll be at least like 3 years for me before I'll even consider buying a Switch 2. It's just like I don't really need it. I think aside from Kirby Air Riders, I think the From Software game could be good. It was what's that? Fire Emblem. There's a Fire Emblem game that looks good. It's really, I could probably count on one hand the amount of games I'm excited for on there. Pokemon ZA, I'm not I've never been super into Pokemon. I want to get more into it, but I'm hearing like people be kind of about that game. The new game share feature would completely lock me out of some of my games if I somehow lost my Switch Lite. Really? That's crazy. Yeah, and I saw they were like bricking Switch 2s for people who were like doing things they didn't want them to be doing. Obviously, trying to jailbreak the console, I understand, but like there were some cases where people were like didn't do anything wrong and their whole console got bricked. And yeah, because you need to confirm the other device can use the game if it's loaded into the first. Oh, really? So you got to make sure that the game is actually like inside the other Switch console. Yeah, they try to market it like they were doing people some huge favor, but wasn't really exciting, and certainly not anything that would make me want to go run out and get a Switch too. So yeah, man, Nintendo, damn. Xbox is looking scary, Nintendo looking scary. Sony too, I think Sony is like default on top right now, but barely. Sony has its problems too, the big gaming industry is definitely, I don't want to say struggling, because if you look at the data, they're probably making a shit ton of money still and seeing a lot of record profits, but I think the future is just it's looking kind of iffy, man. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I think I think once Sam Altman saw the Pikachu video on Normandy Beach, I think he was like, yeah, maybe we should dial this back a bit. We might get we might get sued into oblivion, so we need to dial that back. But yeah, we'll see what happens with AI, and especially with Japanese and gaming IP, and AI in general. I'm interested in it. I think there's a lot of problems right now, but I'm always interested to see where things will go and how things will play out. But it's just too many problems right now, man, and it's I don't know. The benefits are definitely not outweighing the costs.